You're manipulative.
The alpha male thing there's nothing wrong with it.
Can I buy him a shovel for all the bull?
Hello, my panda pals, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm gonna be recapping what happened on the fourth part of the Happily Ever After tell-all extravaganza. A lot of stuff happens, and we're gonna talk about it, so let's get started. We are back in the hot tub, and Sophie is accusing Rob of texting random ass bitches that he wants to bang them with his giant pee-pee.
Hey, I'm Brad.
Rob obviously denies this and says that he's not at fault because the girl reached out to him. And sure, he almost entertained the idea because he didn't find anything wrong with going to get lunch with a girl he was not attracted to. But what matters is he ultimately decided not to do it.
Even though it was on a friend level?
If you're engaged.
I'm sorry, but I do not think that Rob would waste his time meeting up with a random woman if he was not attracted to her. Unless, I guess, he was super broke and really needed that free meal.
I don't follow a bunch of random women.
Anymore.
Are all of Sophie's concerns from 2 years ago before she came to America? Let's be honest, we have seen some incredibly problematic behavior from Rob since she came to the States that have nothing to do with his infidelity, and she's not really shining a light on any of that. She's just complaining about things that happened years ago that seemingly haven't happened since.
What kind of woman then you are attracted to?
The one I married.
Ooh, that is the right answer, sir. I don't know if I believe it, but it is the correct answer. Rob tells Sophie that she's the only woman he's ever wanted ever since he met her, and everyone in the tub is like, oh, he's so sweet. And Sophie is like, no, everyone shut up.
It sounds great. I'm what he wants. Lovely. I would love that. When we was long distance, he looks at other women sexually. He doesn't ask me for the sexual content.
While Sophie's over here talking about how Rob has a kink for muscular ladies, Ed is over here doing the most mentally stimulating thing that he is capable of doing.
I don't like that.
He thinks I think he. There's
It's
nothing wrong with
just
it.
fitness. It's
Okay,
not body.
he's weird
like,
about it.
my
Anyway,
part to me makes me.
Roberts,
I feel
I'm
like
saying my.
Liz, what the actual f***? Stop it! Why are you interacting with Ed? Don't you have a boyfriend somewhere inside that wants to put a baby in you? Why don't you go to him? Ashley asks Rob why he doesn't just ask Sophie for sexy videos that he can jack it to, and he tells us that he does ask her. Sophie tells us that she sent him a booty pic once a long time ago, but it wasn't enough for him. He wanted a video, and she did not want to do that.
I would send like an ass pic, but he needed more. I'm like, I'm not gonna get on a video.
Ask me. Then don't get mad at me when I ask you.
I can't really relate because I do not have a problem with my partner jerking his gherkin to spicy adult videos. In my opinion, as long as the content and the duration of the consumption of that content is not problematic, jerk away, my friend. But yeah, if that photo wasn't enough and she didn't want to film a video, I see no problem with Rob going to the spicy adult orange and black website to get his rocks off without her. However, I do think he crossed a line when he slid into other women's DMs and then had conversations with them, told them they were sexy, and then requested personally created videos of them being sexy to him. If there was a line, that was it.
He's got a high sex drive.
He doesn't.
We had sex one time in 2023.
That's not true. Not true.
Jasmine goes on to tell us that Gino usually watches spicy videos of incredibly skinny Japanese women, which, I hate to say it, does not surprise me, and grosses me out. So she understands why Sophie gets insecure about learning that Rob likes very fit women who look nothing like her.
Sophie inflates and then internalizes literally every thing that I do that she can find.
Everyone ends up leaving the tub because Sophie and Rob bickering can be really annoying, and lucky for everyone who left the tub, they end up splitting up into two groups. One that is listening to Rob continue to complain, and the other listening to Sophie continue to complain.
The worst thing that I ever did was ask a girl to send me more nudes, and I acknowledge that.
They all ask Sophie to pull out that voicemail receipt, and turns out she don't have it anymore. So she calls her mother because she sent it to her a while ago, and turns out she also don't have it anymore.
Do you have that voice note? Why would you not save it?
She ain't got it either, does she?
You're lying.
You're manipulative.
So Rob is shouting as if the voicemail never existed and Sophie just made it up, but I feel like it definitely did exist. I would believe that Sophie maybe overinflated how bad it was, but I highly doubt that it never existed.
He looks like he has been trying, and you're still holding on to the cheating part.
Sophie gets defensive and tells them that after he cheated, she asked him not to watch any adult spicy stuff until she can trust him. And then 3 days later, she went through his internet history and saw spicy videos.
Within 3 days, I said, have you watched porn? I checked his history. Latina women getting hard by a big black. Oh my God.
Again, I think it's totally fine if you want to watch those spicy videos. However, if your wife tells you to refrain from consuming that kind of content, could you maybe try to last more than 72 hours? Ed comes on over to ask Sophie what kind of woman Rob is into, and she ends up showing them what I assume are fit as f women, and Ed is absolutely disgusted.
What? No, you're lying. I am losing my faith in humanity. I can't with this right now.
Let's be honest, it's probably because these women are way more masculine than he will ever be. Sophie then tells us that she even had a custom silicone PP made based on a mold that he made of his PP. And then she took it, recorded herself getting all freaky with it, and he still had to get off watching other women.
Da gracias que no tienes hijos y continúa con tu vida.
Now, I'm really confused with the whole Sophie and Rob situation. It's just really hard to keep all of the stories straight. It's weird because Sophie's like, he keeps getting off to other people, and I've told him if he wants it from me, just ask me. And he's like, but I did ask you and you wouldn't give it to me. But she then just told us that she made a video for him. Like, it's really stupid. It's really stupid. And I think they need to break up. They need to go to therapy. They need to be okay being alone, discover their self-worth, and stop projecting on other people. This is what it is. Everyone but Michael and Angela are backstage and not much happens. Gino tells Rob to keep fighting for Sophie, which he should not. And Jasmine tells Ed that he is an asshole, but he does have a sweet side, which he does not. Everyone gets on stage and Sophie is just being so hypocritical and it bums me out.
Is it possible to have a different seat from Rob?
Sorry, Rob, do you mind just popping out?
She has production replace their sofa with 2 chairs because she doesn't want to be next to Rob, she just wants to be next to Rob.
You're seated in separate chairs. What happened?
Then she says she doesn't want to sit super close to him because he was bad-mouthing her all night as if she wasn't doing the same thing.
You've heard that people are talking about our situation, but it does not mean I'm talking bad about you.
This is why I have to raise my voice because you keep interrupting me.
And then she gets mad at him for interrupting her, and then she proceeds to keep interrupting him nonstop.
No, I'm always taking responsibility. But when it's not accurate, when it's not accurate, I have to say I cannot.
Jasmine tells Rob that on the ride there, Sophie told everyone that she was going to divorce him. And honestly, she kind of supports her in that decision.
There is no way they are gonna figure it out. It's like a sympathy contest. They are focusing on all the wrong things.
Moving on to Loren and Alexei. We rewatch clips of her surgery, and no, I will not put that up here because that kind of stuff makes my insides want to come outside. Loren says that she is super proud she was able to go through this because she's so much happier now.
So when watching that, I was super nervous for Alex because you don't make it through that, and he ends up a single father of 3. Is it worth it?
She then tells us that this did not cross her mind. Like, she did not think about this when she was preparing to go through this, which I find that very hard to believe. She seems a little type A, so I can't imagine that she did not know all of the risks that came along with this incredibly invasive surgery. Just own the fact that the potential was worth the risk to you.
I fully disagree with her putting too much on Alexei. Alexei probably became a better father throughout the experience.
And I would think that it made him a better husband, or at least it should have, because it gave him firsthand experience in knowing exactly what Loren has to do in order to keep the household running as a stay-at-home mother. Emily chimes in to say that it is also very true that mothers tend to lose themselves because they are constantly prioritizing other people at their own expense.
She said he was going to make me a better dad. I don't think he would make me a better dad. I was a great dad before.
An amazing
I'm
dad.
a good dad now.
And people are just saying that you became a better dad. I don't think that that automatically means that they were calling you a bad dad. Yeah, of course we know that you love your kids and you work really hard to provide for them. We get that. But now you can also do the laundry. Good dad, just got a little better.
Any single moment that I have free, I'm with my kids. When you don't have any moment to be free of the kids, and you cannot even go get a haircut, it's hard.
Which, yeah, dude, welcome to the point. They then bring her mother out, who talks about how much she doesn't support Loren's decision and then shames her, and I'm not gonna go into it. It's Loren's body, she wanted to do it, and I understand the timing was not great, but I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with getting cosmetic surgery. Sean then asks Alexei if he was concerned that the surgery would change Loren mentally, and he says he didn't worry at first, but...
She started feeling more and more confident. She wanted more things. She wanted a new career, and it kind of felt for me like she's spiraling.
I'm sorry, did he just say that Loren gaining confidence in herself was a bad thing for him because now she wants more for herself? He thinks that Loren wanting a career is her spiraling. We then revisit that time Alexei told Loren that he ain't gonna be her cheerleader and that he is proud of how she takes care of him and the kids and will never be proud of her career. Oh, and also that if she pursues a career, then it would mean pushing aside her #1 priority, which is him.
Why did you have such an issue with the term cheerleader?
Alexei says that when they went out on the date, he kind of felt like the tables were turning, things were focusing back on him because his wife was getting all dressed up and taking him out to eat. But in reality, that dinner was just so she could continue to tell him that she wants to focus on herself.
It just felt like I'm completely ignored. It wasn't the cheerleader, it was the timing of it.
He does say that he is not proud of his reaction, but it is what it is.
I wasn't expecting that to be his explanation. That's a very valid reason. I respect it.
I think his response would have been the same even at a later time. Maybe not as aggressive, but it would be the same. Cause the issue doesn't seem like he just finished playing single dad for a few weeks and now he wants the focus to shift a little bit more to him. The issue seems like he does not want to adjust the level of responsibility that he has to shoulder in this marriage.
Does anybody think that Alex came across chauvinistic?
I do.
I don't.
Oh, shut up, Ed. Nobody cares what you think. Jasmine says that Loren definitely did not wait for the right time, but she does ask Alexei what he thinks about all of this now that the dust has settled.
We want a good family where the wife can rely on the husband can rely on the wife, and the kids can rely on both their parents.
Which is beautiful. Yes, that's what everyone should want.
But then the other half has to help at home. It can't just be on one.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's all on her.
Okay, but then you need to say that. Because you've always just positioned it as Loren's priority is taking care of everything for you and the kids. You have never approached it in a way where it was about sharing the burden or finding a way to support each other a little bit more equally so that she can pursue a career. It's positioned in a way where it feels like you want Loren to continue being a full-time stay-at-home mom on top of trying to build a career so that your level of responsibility gets to stay exactly the same. Loren says that she felt guilty when she was recovering, so if she could help, even though she was not supposed to, she would. And her mother actually comes to her defense and says that her guilt was absolutely unwarranted.
A husband should help anyway. It can't always be on the mom.
Alexei tries to defend himself and he says he does help. He does the dishes, he cleans up, he picks up the kids from school. And listen, that is great. I'm so glad that you do that. The issue isn't that you don't do anything. The issue is that you're not doing enough. And you would think that Alexei pretty much having to be a single dad for a couple of weeks would get him to understand the sheer imbalance of how the responsibilities of taking care of the house and rearing the children are split, but it didn't.
Now and then, I see that alpha male.
The alpha male thing there's nothing wrong with it.
Ooh, no, that is no.
I'm above you, I'm in charge. I think when he says that, it might mean I want to be the provider, the protector.
I do not think that is what he means. I think that's what he says to justify his toxic view on masculinity, but that is definitely not what he actually means.
I have baby fever.
Look at your
really
mom.
have baby fever.
Oh my God. Shut up! You cannot bring another child into this mess. What are you smoking?
Oh my God. They're back.
Oh my God, they're here.
Michael and Angela return on the stage, and I am so sad that this bitch is back.
It's very hard for me, Sean.
She's choking back some tears as she says that things have been so hard for her and she's a broken woman. But she miraculously found the strength to come back on stage because it just wasn't fair for all of the other women to be here without her support. Which all the women thank her for, which is insane considering we all know that Angela would literally light you on fire and not even spit on you to help in the blink of an eye.
You've always disrespected your husband in public, every single place.
Thank the gods he said something.
The fly cannot respect him.
Okay, well,
And
that's
it's
your
just-
opinion.
Bitch, do you know what opinion means? I mean, let's be honest, that's a rhetorical question because you're a fucking moron, but like, come on. Angela turns to Michael and she's like, oh my God, are you not even gonna stand up for me, your wife?
See how you're not taking up for me? Tell him to hush.
As if Kobe is not over here spitting straight facts and she's not over here asking a victim to defend his abuser. Get the fuck out of here.
No, I'm not going to sit here and act as if this is not something that has been going on and on.
I don't care about your opinion.
We move on to Ashley and Manuel, not a moment too soon.
Thank you to me, Sean.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how is your English?
What the fuck? You just heard him speak English. How do you think it's going?
So you're not that happy with how his English is coming along?
Oh, no, I'm not happy at all.
Manuel says that it took her 10 years to get to the level of fluency she's at right now, and he doesn't want her to spend money when he can learn it for free using apps.
Yo lo quiero hacer por mí mismo, poco a poco. No tengo prisa.
His version of learning it is putting his earbuds in and like taking a nap.
Everyone criticizes Ashley and says she should stop translating for him so that it forces him to learn, and Manuel is like, yeah, it is totally her fault. I love that. I'm not learning English quickly because she's the one ruining it for me.
Es exacto. Si ella me dice, hacer esto, que me lo diga en inglés, yo me voy grabando las palabras.
Really, Manuel? Really? We're gonna blame Ashley for that one?
I think you're being lazy. Do you want to work in this country?
Yo sí.
You would be more valuable to the workforce being bilingual.
Ashley's family members, Jasmine and Cece, join us, and Jasmine tells us that she thinks Manuel is hoarding money away as a safety net just in case things with Ashley do not work out.
Ella está envidiosa porque yo tengo más dinero ahorrado que ella.
Oh my. I'm literally paying all the bills.
Ashley says that she totally gets that Manuel is trying to be funny so that he can diffuse the tension, but it does not take away the fact that she's left in the dark and that she has yet to meet her stepkids and that she's sending money away to people that she knows nothing about. Jasmine shoots it straight with Manuel and she's like, bro, the optics, they are not good.
Si ella te está ayudando, tienes la responsabilidad de explicarle a ella.
We find out that getting a work permit doesn't take that long, and the reason Ashley and Manuel are still waiting for it is because Ashley just filed for it. They then ask her why she just filed for it when they've been married for over a year, and she says it's because she's been busy. Manuel then starts laying it on pretty thick that her delaying the paperwork is why he's not learning English, and Ashley is like, hold up a damn minute.
I did the K1 by myself. I'm running a whole entire business. He is not motivated to do a goddamn thing.
She realized that she was not going to have the time to do this on her own because things in her life just kept getting busier and busier. So she did end up hiring a lawyer so that she can get the paperwork all done.
What has gotten you so upset?
Es que lo único que le pido a Ashley que me ayude con mis hijos. Lo que me molesta mucho es que no puedo trabajar.
Manuel is upset because a year went by before Ashley submitted the paperwork, and it sometimes felt like she was prioritizing going to the gym over getting him the ability to make money to send back to his kids.
But the thing about it is, it's like, he can also prioritize his paperwork too.
Pat says that paperwork like that generally takes 20 hours to fill, so yeah, I do think Ashley should have prioritized it, but honestly, if Ashley was not doing it, then Manuel kind of needed to figure it out. You can try to find someone to translate it for you. You can look online to see if there is a translated version of the paperwork somewhere. You can use translation apps. I mean, when people don't help you, you have to be able to help yourself. We revisit that time that Manuel was drunk as a skunk on his birthday and was like, I use Ashley's money to pay off my debt because I am smart and she is dumb. We then learn he owes $3,000 in Ecuador, and he tells everyone if Ashley wants to know where the money is going, she just has to ask him.
You made it very clear. Your life is private. Pisses me off because this woman takes care of you.
Si ella me pregunta, yo abro.
Yeah, you open it up to tell her that it's none of her business and you ain't telling her. Jasmine says that she thinks it's pretty hypocritical for Manuel to expect Ashley to support him and his family financially and not in turn thinking about helping her pay off her student loan debt.
Muy bien, tú me dices que soy hipócrita. Ok. No le importa pagar $100,000. ¿Qué son $3,000 para ella? Nada.
I honestly do not think that she has any intention of paying off those student loans. I think that, like most Americans who are in a crippling amount of student loan debt, she is just gonna pay off the minimum until that debt dies with her. I have heard so many stories about people who are in so much debt because of their student loans, and they will pay every single month for 10 years, and by the 10-year mark, they have put in like $100,000+ and they'll look at their remaining balance, and it's higher than their initial balance.
I'm trying to figure something out. So you were more interested in a post-nup than filing his paperwork?
Ashley gets defensive, and she says that her experience is so different from Pat's and that it's unfair to say that she did not care about filing Manuel's work application.
We are both losing money because his paperwork is not filed.
Were you more interested in the post-nup?
You're not picking up what I'm putting down.
Ugh, I don't like Pat, but he is picking up what you are putting down. You saw a lawyer about a prenup before you saw a lawyer about Manuel's application. So the post-nup was your priority. I understand why it was your priority, and I would have probably done the same thing if I were in your shoes, but it was still the priority. Manuel tells us that he has to work. He does not want to be a house husband. Then he says he's not super sure if he's even committed to making this marriage work because he had to beg Ashley if they could work on his paperwork so he could go and visit his kids. And then he immediately doubles back and says he didn't mean it when he said that he wasn't committed. He was just angry and said something hurtful to her out of spite.
Whew, that was rough. That was really rough.
I'm sorry, you think that was rough? Were you blacked out for all of Angela's tirades? And with that, the tell-all is finally over. Oh my God.
Don't you think Ashley should have filed his paperwork?
A lot of Americans use it to control their partners.
Jasmine says that the green card equals independence. You can work, you can travel, you can leave your relationship.
Don't you feel like Loren and Alexei didn't get from anyone?
Anyone. I was just being brought up because you guys didn't say anything.
And Rob was like, it's called reading the room. It was not the time nor the place. Sophie is like, Loren is so nice to Thais's face, but then she talked a whole bunch of shit about her on Pillow Talk.
Yeah, she's so fake. She was literally sitting there without knowing me and talking about me.
I'm curious what you think reality TV is. None of the viewers who watch the show know you personally. And trust me, we are all judging you very heavily. That is kind of the deal. Speaking of the devils, Loren and Alexei walk in and they say that they're heading back home tonight so that they can be with their kids and get ready for work. They wish everyone good luck and go around for some hugs and kisses.
Wish you the best of luck. That was such a half-assed hug. Another half-assed hug, that's fine.
Loren then puts her deuces up and she's like, okay, well, I got 2 half-assed hugs, but that's okay.
You're leaving after your segment. I don't really think that's fair.
So get on a flight and go home.
That is facts. If they can all go home, they can go home.
You guys think that you are better than us?
I don't think I'm better than you. I have 3 babies and Alex has work.
And that, my Panda Pals, is all I have for you today. I don't know how I feel about Alexei and Loren. I mean, I do think that they got off incredibly easy for their segments, especially considering some of the very problematic things that I feel like Alexei said. It absolutely sucks for everyone else because everyone else had to get roasted when they got back to the mansion after their segments. And it's very clear that Sophie and Thais have some shit that they want to air out with her, but it is what it is. Anyway, I am super excited for next week's episode. A, it is the last one, and B, it sounds like it is 100% gonna be in the house. So I am expecting a whole lot of drama. If you liked this video and you are not subscribed yet, I hope you do consider subscribing, giving this video a thumbs up, and letting me know in the comments if you think Loren and Alexei got off easy and whether them leaving early is actually unfair to everyone else. I hope you guys have a great day, and as always, thanks for not letting me ride this train wreck alone. Bye!